So I'm going to let you guys in on a little behind the scenes technical difficulties. Number one, I can't find my face mask. So what I'm going to do is borrow this one from my son. No judgment, please. No judgment. I don't want any judgment about me wearing a camouflage face mask. That's number one. Number two, my apron is a little long, so I'm going to be rigging it up with a knot. Don't judge me. No, I don't have the clamp behind my apron, but I'm giving you a little bit behind the scenes technical difficulties that your sister will be dealing with. Bye. So guys, welcome to Nature's Natural Lather laboratory slash warehouse slash studio slash whatever you want to slash it as. Today we're going to be making some soap. We're going to do a Moroccan red clay soap. So I'm going to go over in detail as far as everything that we have and why certain things are important. So first and foremost, we have to make sure that we have what we need as our live protection. So someone has moved some of my PPE. I don't see my goggles. Sir, will we know where my goggles? Everything was placed. Everything has been sterilized for this production. Your girl don't see her goggles. I don't see my goggles. Somebody's been touching something, but you know what? Somebody's been touching something. So give me a moment while I go and locate the things that belong to me. Be back. Y'all, the things that we must go through. You know, I had all my stuff in place. Everything that I need and I want to use. You know how you purchase things that you like and that you want to use, and then somebody else decide that is the very thing that they want to, and they give you their jacked up stuff. So I'm going to have to change goggles. I will be using these goggles, but I also have to sanitize them. I'll be back. Okay, so for a little bit of light protection, what you're going to need is some long sleeves. Don't have to be anything expensive, but something to cover those arms. You're going to need some goggles. You're going to need some gloves, and you're also going to need a face mask. So I already told y'all, don't judge me. This would be the face mask of choice today, only because your girl left the face mask somewhere. But so anyway, we have our oils already together and melted within the bowl. And we have our water, which is going to be ice, to help cool down the lye. We have our lye there. We also have our Moroccan red clay that is going to be our color. And my fragrance oil is already added to the soap. I'm thinking about adding some rose petals. I will let you know how I feel, when we get towards the end. We have our spatula and we have a whisk. So you can use an immersion blender to emulsify your oils with your actual lye, but we're going to use a whisk today because I kind of want to control how my lye comes to a trace, and then we're going to pour it in the mold. Oh, let's talk about the mold. So we have a silicone mold. I would advise that you pick one up from the dollar store. The dollar store, not the dollar store. Pick it up from the Goodwill. You will not find us at the dollar store. That's why I picked this one up at the Goodwill, and I was able to purchase it for like $1. Don't try to buy anything expensive when it comes to your soap making. A lot of these things I'm sure you will have around the house and you can still use. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is mix my lye and water solution and let it sit. Okay, be right back. So now what I'm going to do is actually add the lye to the water. And one of the things that you're going to notice is how this is going to heat up, okay? So I'm going to use my spatula because I'm going to make sure that I get all of my lye in my ice water. And the ice is simply to aid in cooling or bringing the temperature of the lye solution down. So you're going to notice that it's going to melt. And if you look closely, you will begin to actually see the steam coming from the lye and water being mixed. You want to always add your lye to your water or your ice. Never your water or your ice to the lye, okay? So that you can prevent like a volcano effect. So a lot of people have questions in regards to, do you have to use lye to make soap? And the answer is yes, okay? The answer is yes. The only way that you get soap is that you mix lye and oils together, okay? Through the process of what's called saponification, then is when you get soap, okay? So we're allowing that to come together. I want to make sure that I stir up all the lye. I don't want it to crystallize at the bottom. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm really enjoying making soap because it is so rewarding to see what you get and then to actually use something that you created. It really feels amazing. And then also to see so many people that's really enjoying their bars of soap and the scents and then the feel. So now I'm going to allow this to sit. It's thoroughly mixed. I have this towel here to place my spatula on, but you also want to spray your things down with vinegar. Vinegar is going to neutralize the lye and prevent it from causing harm. Lye is very very caustic, and it will burn the skin and irritate the skin. So you want to really be careful. So now we're going to let this sit and allow it to become clear. And I will be back. Okay, guys, so you can see where my lye is becoming clear, right? And ready to be placed in my oils. I can see my hand through it, so it's now ready. So what I'm going to do is bring my oil forward. And I already have my fragrance oil. I'm going to slowly mix in my lye. Okay, so now you still have to be careful because again, like I said, it does burn the skin. This is the part that people don't like about making soap, or those that have fear in making their own soap. I just say respect the lye. Just respect the lye, okay? And to neutralize it, you spray it down with vinegar so that you can deactivate that process, okay? So now I'm going to move this out of my way, okay? So I'm choosing Moroccan red clay to add as a color and the added benefits that it gives. So Moroccan red clay, it removes blackheads, it tightens the pores, it evens your skin tone, it brightens your skin, it helps with signs of aging. So you know I'm all about that blood circulation, cell regeneration, and neutralize toxins. So what I'm going to do now, and I have another spatula, I'm going to bring in my clay, and I am going to mix that in my oils and the lye, okay? And I'm moving that out. So I'm choosing to use a whisk so I can pretty much control my soap trace. You can use a blender like I mentioned before. And again, you still have to respect the lye, okay? So you don't want to go too wild and get to splashing it. But I'm going to whisk it. And what you're looking for when they say when it comes to trace, when I take the whisk out of the oils, and if I can easily trace, see there is no trace. You can't see what it is that I'm doing here. Or trying to trace on top of the oils. So it's not ready yet. And I'm okay with whisking it because believe it or not, it gives a joy and satisfaction. I'm trying to talk to you guys through this mask. I still have on my protective equipment, still have on my goggles, still have on my face mask and my gloves. Because again, the lie is still active. But I enjoy the process because I can smell the natural fragrance. I have peppermint and rosemary in here. So I can't wait to use those, which are both antibacterial, antimicrobial, and they have their own extra added benefits. And then I have the Moroccan red clay. And then I think I'm going to put a couple of rose petals on top, just for, you know, aesthetics. Merely nothing else but aesthetics. So I'm going to continue to stir, and then I'm going to pour it into my mold. That's what's going to be next. Now, at this point, I could add dry herbs if I wanted something like some other clays, or like oatmeal, or, you know, any added additional botanical properties. I could, but I'm not choosing to do that today. You can add things that will aid in exfoliating the skin, like oatmeal, cornmeal. You can even do like a salt soap and add salt. But I'm not choosing to do that today either. I think I just want to make a facial clay. I mean, a facial soap. I can add to the facial regimen. Okay, we're now at a light trace. As you see here, you can see me trace on top of the oils. Okay, now I'm ready to pour it in my mold. So this is just a muffin mold, silicone, that I purchased from Goodwill. I purchased it from Goodwill. It was actually on sale for 50%. So I got it for $1. So now what I'm going to do is pour my soap in the mold. And what I'm going to like about this, guys, is that I'm going to have my soap already measured out. I'm not going to have to cut it. I could just pop it out the mold. So I think I'm going to like that. That's one less process that you're going to have to go through once your soap is finished. So now, normally it takes 24 hours, 48 hours, then you can take it out of the mold. But honestly, being that this is a silicone muffin mold, you can actually keep it in there longer because it's already measured out as far as individual bars. Look at that. If I allow it to sit a little bit longer, I can actually design it before I add my rose petals. Or I can decide to leave it as is. Hold on, I don't want no soap left behind. So I'm going to grab my spatula and I am going to add what's remaining to this one here. If only you all can smell the rosemary and the mint. So I still have some left in the bowl. Go back and add it to some of the other ones. I'm going to show you what I mean when I say design. So this doesn't have to be an expensive process. We use oil to moisturize our body. And you might have oils that's sitting around your house that you can easily make soap out of with a few more key ingredients that you would need. But I love being creative. Ooh, got a little bit on the table. Okay. So you see, as time goes, it tends to thicken up even more so. Okay, so now, with the exception of one cupcake, I didn't have enough for one, but that is fine. So now I'm gonna clean this up, and it makes for an easy cleanup. It's soap after all, right? You wanna make sure you clean up your supplies as well. And now, we're gonna let that sit for just a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how I can decorate it some, okay? Be back. Okay, guys, so we on to the next step. I don't want to give it any more time, but if you let this sit for a little while, you probably could get a design that you can see, like with clear definition. So if you look at the little swirls that I've placed, you can lightly see them there, but if you let it sit for a little longer, which I am not willing to do right now, I'm a little bit impatient, I'm going to put a few swirls. It's going to be a light design on top of each bar. I think it's a good size for a facial bar as well. It's a nice handheld size. I like the shape of them. You can make soaps out of pretty much anything. You can use applesauce containers. You can use juice containers. All kinds of things that you have around the house you can use. So you don't want to go out of your way to purchase anything, especially if the soaps are just for you. So I'm going around, creating a swirl. Now you can do this with a knife, a spoon. You can use forks. You can use all type of things. And if you look at what I'm using, this is actually a skewer that I'm using. So now I'm going to add my rose petals to a few of them. So I'm just going to, let's see, maybe I put some at an angle, maybe some right in the center. Let's see, I might even go around. I'm planning on using this for myself, not so much for purchase. I have been playing with Moroccan red clay to offer something like as a beauty bar. So you never know, there might be something that we add to the website. I think I'm going to leave some without petals as well, because really it's just going to be for aesthetics. If I really wanted the added benefit of the roses, what I would have done is powdered the rose petals down in like a coffee grinder. So then I would have had it more as an herb and could use it for the medicinal botanical properties, if I'm saying that right. So now what I'm doing is I'm just placing the petals into the bar so that it's not going to just fall off. It's going to actually be within the soap. Oh, this is going to be so nice. I'm excited about this. And the aroma smells so good. Okay, so that is it, guys. So I'm gonna let this sit anywhere between 24 to 48 hours. I can let it sit even longer because of the simple fact that I have it in the mold. And once I unmold the soap, I'm going to bring you back so that you can see the final product. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do more recipe videos. Well, more how to create videos, because this was fun. If it's anything that you would like to see, please comment below this video and let us know what it is that you want us to create to show you how we make it here at Nature's Natural Lather. Until next time, bye-bye.